Nancy, and this is Dr. Nancy Knows, your medical celebrity doctor, the talk show that motivates, inspires, and encourages many people across the country, uniting our nation, bridging the gap of disparity. We do that not only through my 25 years of experience, but we do also have individuals that are experts in their field of industry that come on the show and tell us what they're doing to impact their circle of influence. And every once in a while, you'll see a celebrity. Be sure to listen for Dr. Nancy Knows on most social media platforms and on my new network, NGC Network. Today, we have Larry Witherspoon. He is founder of Connect to Your City, the next generation of over-the-top television broadcasting streaming. Larry, it's so nice to have you here.
I'm glad to be here, Dr. Nancy. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, listen, we've met recently, and I love what you're doing to give back in the community and minorities. You have this platform that's next generation broadcast streaming on many platforms. It does a number of things, television shows, on demand, automation, channels. Tell us more.
Well, Dr. Nancy, it's time. The next generation of television is here, and everyone's being impacted by it. Not just small television channels, ABC, NBC, all of them have to actually convert to over-the-top TV. I just happen to have over-the-top TV and over-the-top radio. What the biggest thing that I have is the ability to make it affordable for people that have been locked out of the media industry. Minorities, women, people of color. It's time for us to be able to control the narrative that comes from our communities, to our communities, and to the global audience.
I often say that as well. You have to be in a position to control the narrative and be the change that you wish to see in the world. And the only way to do that is to get ahead of technology. And technology is something that you are very experienced in. Tell us a little bit about your background and how you got involved.
In 2006, I launched the world's first Christian-owned and operated cell phone company. And on that cell phone, I actually, before they were even called smart, I had live TV, live audio, I had mobile banking, tithing, all types of things which you would call apps now. So I was doing apps way before people even came up with the term apps. But I felt that we need to be able to control dissemination and distribution of information from each culture or each faith. Because I had next door neighbors, they were Hindu. I knew nothing about them. But my kids always wanted to go spend the night. And I was like, well, I don't know anything about those people's faith. And I'm a believer. So I thought it was unfair to my children that I was lacking the knowledge to help them integrate or become aware of other faiths. So I took it upon myself and launched an MVNO, mobile virtual network operator, under the Sprint network. And I had tremendous success early on. And that technology, I still maintain relationships with the people that helped me create that technology today.
Well, that's really great because being self-aware and also having children that follow you and look up to you and them be inspired by you, to push yourself to the next level to say, listen, because of my shortcomings, I shouldn't pass that on to my children.
Absolutely.
And as we evolve and grow, we need to know what our communities are doing, other faiths are doing, so that we can be more aware, to be actively involved and be more informed to make decisions.
Absolutely. And I started in the faith community because I'm a believer, and I raised my children as believers. But not knowing what others believe was a challenge. So I decided that not only was faith an issue, but other niche or special interests that people didn't know about. I felt really disadvantaged that I didn't know about a whole lot of things after I really explored what I didn't know. So I started building specific channels for specific niches and as well as special interests, so that people can, hey, I have a platform, but I wanted to be able to reach more people. So I built a platform to be able to reach people in 196 countries, 24 hours a day.
Well, I'm super excited about that, and we partner together. NGC Network is distributing through Connect to Your City, and it's like niche channels as well. You can come on for media packages, channels, have your own show, automation and demand. It is for minorities, and I believe that we need to empower one another to say, listen, we can do it. We can work together and make this world a better place, one step at a time. And we just need to align ourselves with like-minded individuals, organizations that are doing such that. 196 countries. that's so much awareness that an individual can bring to
Mhm.
their products and services, and being the change that they wish to see in the world in a
Right.
productive way.
Right. And I specifically focused on underserved populations, but corporations, I have corporations, special interest groups, and different organizations that use my platform. So the advantage when we say minorities is because traditional television locked us out. So at this point, the door is wide open for us to be able to, in this next generation, have access to the same type of technologies that are normally reserved for other communities or for much larger companies. So not just being a minority, but having access like we've never had before.
I totally understand that too. And, the corporate world, ascertains and promotes and sponsors to a lot of the communities
Mhm.
that keep them alive and well and top of their game as
Right.
well. And
Mhm.
so, why not like
Mhm.
level the playing field and
Mhm.
make it accessible to all who want to
Right.
achieve that type of status and bring awareness to what they're doing?
You have NGC Network and World Wellness. Congratulations on having a 24-hour wellness channel that's consistent with what you've been doing in your professional career. So imagine others that have different professions, but they want to become the thought leader in their community or thought leader in their profession. Having their own television network would be able to achieve that, or even having shows on your network. But to sit back and expect things to change just by you saying nothing or doing nothing, it's just not going to happen.
Well, we talk about that oftentimes. Thoughts leads to visions, and visions leads to action. So you
Yes.
have to really activate it and
Right.
put it in motion for it to really come to fruition.
Right.
The other thing too is the niche channels. World Wellness. I'm very grateful to have that,
Mhm.
and other medical professionals that have that are thought leaders in their industry that want to bring more awareness to some of the
Mhm.
services that they offer to 196 countries. We welcome that, but not just
Mhm.
medical.
Right.
Under NGC Network or Connect to Your City, niche markets, thought leaders in all industries that you can think of.
Right.
Oftentimes when you're a thought leader in a particular idea that's not mainstream, it often gets discounted,
Mhm.
right?
It gets
But
discounted. In addition to, they say, well, I'll put it on YouTube. YouTube is making money. You're not. And people have to go and find you on YouTube. So you have all these social media platforms that people have to go and find you instead of being able to control your own narrative and build your own audience. So, yes, it's some brilliant people, but they're basically allowing YouTube to make the money, YouTube to gain the financial value off of their content instead of them producing content and being able to now put it on World Wellness or any of the other channels. We have channels from urban firearms channels to channels. We have a cigar channel. That's why I got my cigar. But I'm just saying, being able to take the content that you love, that you would like to consume, and become a part of a movement, and not just sit around talking about it.
no, that's totally understandable. And I get what you're saying too. And give us an example
Hmm.
of automation, like
Hmm.
individuals that may be influencers already and,
Hmm.
and have YouTube followers.
Hmm.
They're influencers on
Right.
TikTok as well, but they cannot control
Hmm.
the commercials that come in between that. They
Right.
may not even be aligned with what their vision is.
Right.
So how does that individual
Hmm.
take advantage of what we're doing?
Well, the automation, YouTube automation, allows me to be able to take any YouTube share link and put it in a schedule and allow it to play like regular television, but it strips the commercials.
Mm.
So, and then you can actually insert your own commercials without being told what to do. So many times when people, I know I watch some professional websites and they spend $50,000 on their website, but they have YouTube playing their content. So in the middle of their presentation, you got the guy from the insurance guy running across the street, getting hit by a car, and then it comes back. I'm saying it spoils the momentum of the presentation when you're relying on YouTube and other services that are running commercials in the middle of your presentation. Being able to take content that's already existing on YouTube and put it in a schedule and have it play back nonstop, it's much more professional, number one, and number two, people would stay on your site because you want the dwell time anyway to increase. Many people go in once they see that commercial that interrupts their flow, they leave. But the commercial would run seamlessly in a schedule. And then we have live, which runs just like traditional television, live linear, 24 hours a day. Then we have on demand, just like YouTube, where you can click and it starts at the same place every time. So all that combined gives us an edge over those people that are just relying on YouTube.
It's called controlling your narrative.
Yes.
And with the content that you would have on YouTube and you automate it, then you can insert your own types of commercials or have your own sponsors to talk more about more of a narrative and your vision of what you're trying to convey. And like you said, these individual prospective viewers, they dwell time more on your site, so that increases your numbers in SEO.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're all about too, is credibility, reputation, and getting to the top of the list on SEO when individuals look for you on the World Wide Web.
Having your own umbrella network is NGC, and then having your channel, World Wellness, and other channels that will become a part of your network is the friends of Dr. Nancy. Real friends. I got friends, I got 5,000 friends. Then your friends can actually take the embed code from your channels and from your network and put it on their website. So their viewers that go to their websites end up being able to see your content, and then their dwell time increases as well. So they become your affiliates, kind of, sort of. You understand? But the idea is to allow your content and their content to be seen and not just sitting there trying to on YouTube waiting for people to come and find you.
Well, it's very innovative, and sometimes individuals have a hard time understanding and conceptualizing this concept. It really is next level generation of television streaming, and some of the national broadcasting stations haven't even caught up with that just yet.
Oh, yeah.
So, who has poured into you? Who's been your mentors? Who have you looked up to become this brilliant person, and the ideas that you share with others?
I'm not doing any of it. The FCC is changing it all. I just happen to be ahead of the curve, a leading edge technology, because I know it's coming. So I'm just trying to get people to have the mindset, don't wait for the change and then try to get on, because you'll be priced out of the market. Well, I've had mentors, direct and indirectly. I've had Fred Smith from FedEx. If you read his story, then he was very innovative. So watching the moves that he makes. Reginald Lewis, he passed away, but he's the first African-American to own a multinational company, Beatrice International. So those type of people that took the odds and said, you know what, I'm going to do my thing regardless of what I see. And so those are two of the most important, I would say, mentors, because I retired from FedEx. And the technologies that FedEx used, they had a television network. FedEx has its own television network. So the concept of my strategy came from FedEx. People wanted to know how the company grew so fast. Every week, they had a news team covering all of the information that was related to the company worldwide. And you would have to mark your time card that you actually watched that content. So that's what inspired me to, you know what? So I related to how if I was able to do that for my community. That was my first thought. And being able to control that and not have anyone shut me down or deplatform me. So that is what we're doing. Being able to be on all the time without anyone telling us what to do. I don't suggest, cursing and all that, but you're not censored. The idea here is that let no one tell you and shut you down. The richest men in the world own media and technology because it controls the minds of the masses. So why not control your message?
That's why I'm getting into the game here. And, I bringing awareness and innovating, motivating individuals is my passion. And, what you've talked about with your leaders and mentors, they showed tenacity, self-confidence, and believed in themselves, and cut all the naysayers out, because the rate limiting step, honestly, is you. If you don't think you can, you will not.
Absolutely.
And then, aspire to be like someone that is doing more than you are, because if you're the smartest person in the room, something's wrong with that. We're constantly changing. Change is constant, and we always want to do better.
Being out in front, sometimes you become a target. Everybody's not happy that this beautiful woman is out doing her thing. But when you have people supporting you, that's what we need. We need support from individuals that know that we cannot do it alone. I'm glad to have you on the network, and we will be doing even greater things.
That's so true. You have to have individuals in your life that are helping you row that boat and not poking holes in the boat behind your back, right? And it takes time to learn who is for you and
Yeah,
who is against you.
absolutely.
But you should not let that discount where you're
Mhm,
going and
mhm.
where you desire to be
Right.
in this life, in this world. What you're
Absolutely.
destined to be and what your purpose is, continue to walk in it.
Absolutely.
And it's people like you that support
Mhm,
me and
mhm.
others.
Yes.
But first, you have to believe in yourself. So, what advice would you give
Mhm,
to individuals that are looking to
mhm,
grow and evolve in their
mhm,
business
mhm.
and help expand and bring awareness to what
Right.
they're doing?
Mhm.
What kind
If
of
you own a
advice?
business and you're coming and you made it through COVID, congratulations.
Yes.
I'm glad you made it. But you have to wrap media around what you're doing. Media has to be a part of your go forward strategy. And I know it's kind of tough because it costs. So having OTT, over the top TV, and over the top radio, and being able to have the same experience as far as reaching people, but being able to afford it. That's what we make possible. And if you're an individual content creator, you got content sitting in your hard drive, sitting in your basement, collecting dust. Well, we'd like to hear from you because we like to dust it off and put some money on it. So those type of individuals are the thought leaders. But if no one's able to see what they're doing, out of sight, out of mind. And so being able to do that and provide that type of technology is what we're all about.
That's such a great point because
Mhm.
pre COVID, what worked then may not have worked now.
May not.
However, what you just have to reinvent yourself and go back and
Mhm.
dust off, like you said, some of the old cobwebs of webinars and
Mhm.
content
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
was relevant
Mhm.
then and is still today, that
Right.
where you can automate that and bring awareness because knowledge is key, knowledge is power, and people need to hear from you.
Right.
If you're about making a difference in this world in a positive way,
Yeah.
we want to hear from you,
We do.
definitely. Any upcoming projects? Because I know that
Mhm.
your network is growing and
Yeah.
growing,
Mhm.
being connected to you.
Right.
We are all growing. So that's the wonderful thing about a team. You're
Yes.
not alone.
Right.
And when one succeeds, we
Mhm.
all succeed. And
Right.
so, what are some
Mhm.
upcoming channels or shows
What
or?
channels? Well, we got like I said, the cigar channel. We have a channel called Restart the World, where we're providing education for people that's related to COVID and the aftermath of COVID from all over the world, scientists and all. We have a channel called DBN Network, where it's energetic healing energies from people from around the world. You wouldn't imagine some of the amazing content that I've experienced just knowing that this content existed and I've never seen it. I found out so much stuff that I didn't know. So we're going to have different events and seminars trying to teach people what is OTT, trying to teach people production, and having seminars in studio because we have entire supply chain. We have under ownership. We have the studio. We have the distribution network. We have the design network. We have the OTT. We have the radio. We have the YouTube. When I say YouTube as distribution points, we have Roku. We have Apple TV. We have Fire TV and a number of other ones. Being able to put your content on 3.3 billion devices because we're on those different networks and you can see it on your mobile, on your phone, on your connected TV. So being able to continue to generate content from content creators and having them come and do conventions and conferences with us.
That's awesome because if you like the new set here on Dr. Nancy Knows, it's all a part of the strategy of what we are doing together. And there are discounts or promos that are offered too. If you are an entity that is looking to grow your business in media, marketing, niche channels, um, sponsorship, connect with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Larry, how does individuals get a hold of you if they want to know more information?
Call Shasta. Don't call me because I don't do anything. So
Yes. So Shasta Brodus is my agent and works for the organization, Capital Stewardship. She is really a brilliant young lady that focuses on promoting personal and professional development along with building our network as well and cohesively. She is the PR person that can help you um, guide you where you need to be in your business, no matter where, at the early beginning stages or even at the advanced stages. So Shasta Brodus is the person to connect with, honestly. Great, awesome. Now, any last words of advice that you'd like to give to young entrepreneurs, business persons?
It's time for us to get out of the box. Get out of the box as far as information is concerned. being able to um, have a vision and not pursue it because you think that no one's there to help you or no one's going to know about you. We're here. And I would encourage you to don't stop seeking information. Information is the key, and being able to use that information in a timely manner. This boat is sailing, or whether you want it or not, that's up to you. But we are going places. We want to take you with us.
So Connect to Your City is here in Arizona, but
Yes.
I know that you have plans to expand
Right.
that throughout the country as well.
Right. Connect. We'll be doing having studios in 50 different cities. Whatever there's an NFL and NFL franchise, because I know some of those athletes, they want to be sportscasters. They want to be on TV. They want to be seen as well. And so while they're in the off season, they have something to do. So 50 different cities. So you'll be able to go in with getting the culture of each city and being able to broadcast that culture. So if I want to find out what's going on in St. Louis, I can go and watch the content on Connect to Your City St. Louis. If I don't know what's going on in Chicago. But those are the first 50 cities and more to come. So yes, Connect to Your City will be in 50 cities.
Great. Now, we talked a little bit about having a channel that talks about politics, right? All classes of politics. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Right. Well, I voted in the last election, and I ended up voting for some things, right, that I thought from face value were consistent with my values. However, after the election, I found out that I was voting for something totally different that would never happen again. So I have people, I'm creating cells in 435 congressional districts that will be promoting values. Okay, and I have a channel called Congressional District TV, and we'll be able to have firsthand information. So if any type of bill or anything that comes up, we'll know about it firsthand, and I'll never vote for something that I don't have full information about. So be on the lookout for Congressional District TV as the presidential election comes closer.
So that's really key because if you're not reading about it, sometimes it's kind of hard to find what you're looking for too. You know, looking at this particular channel is going to give you all viewpoints across the board, that you're well informed to make the right choices regarding your candidates as well.
Absolutely.
So Connect to Your City. NGC Network, right? So Larry, it was so great to have you on the show.
Thank you, Dr.
And it's such a joy to work with you and to continue to work with you and aspire to do great things in the future.
Absolutely. Listen, congratulations again, and thanks for having me on the show.
So listen, it's not only what Dr. Nancy knows, but it's who she knows. We'll talk again next week. Bye for now.